Hi there, it's Linda. Today I wanted to talk about a concept that I think applies directly with team building, leadership, with parenting, pretty much with every relationship that you're involved with. Now, we know in this incredible industry of network marketing, everything is built around relationships, around team building. And I happened to do some coaching last week, I think, and it was really inspiring me to talk about a concept that I'm calling prolonged exposure. I want you to think about when you're a child and you ask your mom or dad a question, or you're interacting with your parents. Most of the time, as parents, we think our job is to discipline, to teach, to guide, to instruct, and to help raise our children with certain set of values and rules and things like that. So what ends up happening is as children are more and more exposed to their parents and their parenting style, there is a perception, and that perception is based on their reality of what those interactions are like. So if in each interaction you have, as a parent, an opportunity to bring the best out of your child, but you're also looking to teach and guide them, you might sometimes get in the habit of actually telling them what to do. If they're talking to you about a situation at school and your response is, well, I think that you should talk to your teacher about this, that, or the other, or you need to address your friend with this, that, or the other. No matter what it is the situation, a lot of times as parents, we find ourselves wanting to pass along the wisdom that we've learned. We want our kids to not make the same mistakes we did. We want the people that we care about to not make the same mistakes. So we have a tendency to tell them what to do and what not to do. And even if our best interests are there and their best interests are what's in our heart, over a period of time, they have a prolonged exposure to being told what to do by their parents. Well, it's human nature not to want to be told what to do. Nobody likes to be told what to do. People like to have ideas on their own. They like to come up with their own solutions. So what happens sometimes at a very subconscious level, especially around teenage years, is we find that those teenagers or those children tend to not share as much. We ask them, how's school? What's going on? It's fine. It's good. And they don't give us a whole lot of information because what they're subconsciously doing is not putting themselves in the position either to be judged or to be told what to do. So if your desired outcome is to have a great, open, communicative relationship with your children, you want to pick those opportunities to either not necessarily always tell them what to do, but to listen, to be compassionate, to express understanding, to go, I totally get it. I remember when I was 15 years old and I had a similar thing happen. End of story, without necessarily having to give them advice all the time. Because that prolonged exposure to any behavior is what starts forming an opinion. Now, the flip side of that is true. If you tend to be really positive and your responses are enthusiastic, non-judgmental, and unconditional, and really good at listening, then what happens is that person has prolonged exposure to non-judgmental, non-critical relationship. And then they're more inclined, your child is much more inclined to talk to you. So I'm talking all about children, and really this particular video is supposed to be about leadership and team building and network marketing. Well, the same really holds true in building a team. You might have a brand new person in your business, and your inclination as their sponsor, their coach, their mentor is to guide, teach, and encourage them to do certain behaviors. There's a lot of different nuances and skill development that happens in network marketing. But if you get in the habit of telling people on your team how they need to do something all the time, even in what would not be coaching conversations, what ends up happening is the prolonged exposure to being told what to do and how to do it, your teammate can subconsciously remove themselves from that situation, not return phone calls, not be as participative, because what's happening is they're not wanting to put themselves in a position to be coached, to be in a position to be told what to do and how to do it. The truth is, every single human being can always be a little bit better at anything. That's part of our journey, is growing and learning and becoming our best self. But part of a great coach, part of a great parent, I believe, is being discerning about when and how you're telling someone what to do, and when and how you're just encouraging them to be the best people that they can be without giving them advice. And so I wanted to highlight this concept of prolonged exposure because whatever our predominant way of interacting is what forms a perception, which is really a belief that someone has about that relationship. So what we want to do, at least I believe what we want to do with our children, is to create relationships that, yes, there's a parent and a child, and so there's boundaries there, and there's obligations and responsibilities about raising your child in a certain way. That definitely is there, but also being the person that they can rely on, that they feel safe going to, that they can talk to about different things. The same way you want your team to be able to come to you. You want people on your team to ask your advice and not to back away from your advice. So our prolonged exposure, who we are for the most part, is how people are going to respond to us. The people we care about the most deserve us to be balanced in our guidance. We have a responsibility as sponsors and mentors and upline. We have a responsibility to guide and teach and coach. That's our job as a sponsor and senior partner. But it's also our job to encourage, to validate, to help our team feel important, to feel safe, to feel non-judged, and know that they can come to you without always being criticized or told what to do. So I thought it was really ironic how the family dynamic, parenting, leadership, team building, and network marketing all had such similar important characteristics and relationship progression and development. So that's it for today. Remember, open your heart and your mouth at the same time. You can't lose.